And what a game we have brewing here. Taking a look at Brent Laing, Jennifer Jones in a battle right now. Both teams 5-1 in this game. Obviously massive playoff ramifications.
Mine's perfect.
Colton Lott, Kadriana Sahaidak. They sort of burst onto the scene last year, Colleen, in Leduc. I was there watching this team. I think it was their first ever national event together, and there they were. They found themselves in the national championship against Kirk Myers and Laura Walker, losing on the last rock of the game, and here they are this year. A little bit more experience, 5-1, and taking on two Olympic curling giants here tonight.
Yeah, no kidding. Would be intimidating to step out on the ice and be
a little less weight, more ice.
Jones and Laing, who
That's
are,
less than what you gave me last time.
You know, just outstanding players with resumes that are impeccable. So it would be a tough one, but they battled them well, and Jones and Laing had to work hard for that deuce in 7. So they've got rocks positioned nicely, Jones and Laing, but nice little opportunity right now for Colton Lott, who's had a lot of success, especially playing with Matt Dunstone in Canadian Junior and World Junior Championships. He's trying to draw around that rock that's in the top 12 foot.
Down 2 with hammer, need to make this one.
His weight looks really solid. He does not want to let that slip behind the tee.
That's good.
But that's all right. It's buried. It's number 2.
Time.
Should also mention Jennifer Jones took a bit of a spill earlier this week while she was sweeping.
I think here.
Banging her knee on the ice.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Iced it a bit and was right back.
Did you get that one?
Yeah.
So she's going to follow Colton's shot in and try to freeze right
Same as my first one, really.
to that yellow.
Yeah, you bet.
And there won't be much left for 2 sure, if Jennifer Jones can make this freeze perfectly.
I think middle of the red rock I threw.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to talk about communication, listen to these two.
So we need a little bit more than that.
Okay.
Well, they're both
and
masters.
Lost. We don't need to be lost.
No. Just need to be fully.
Masters of the game.
I have lots of time, right?
Yeah. It's not even kicked in yet.
They took a timeout right away. She's got 1:21 left on the clock.
And Jen has that familiar pre-shot routine. Colleen, you had the same sort of pre-shot routine.
Throwing 90% in this game. She wants to make sure she is a solid full 8.
I think our weight's good, Jen.
No, you gotta go.
We're panicking here.
It's good.
Trust me.
Okay. Oh, no.
You can't.
No.
Uh-oh.
Listen to this.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry.
Fuck.
Well, that's when there's always a little bit of a tension. I mean, Laing, when it comes to sweeping, would be just a master as a lifetime front ender, used to judging rocks. And as he said, for Jen to get up and also jump in on sweeping, as he said, panicking a little bit. So now is an opportunity for the kids to make a little nose hit.
And force an extra.
Yes.
Well, we came just in time for the drama here, didn't we?
Go.
Thank goodness.
Kadriana Sahaidak does have to make this, though.
She's been so cool in these situations over the last couple of years.
20 years old.
And you notice the difference there. She liked to throw at the broom as opposed to guessing where the ice. It's curling hard.
Is it enough?
Had a girl, nice shot.
Just enough.
And she's going to use that backing after all of that and to the extra.
A rare mistake from Jennifer Jones, and interesting to see. You know, in mixed doubles, you're always speeding up. You know, the idea that you feel like you got to get up and help the sweeper it's an instinct that you can't fight against.
Well, we're working overtime here on a Friday night. Extra end coming up. Jones and Laing, Sahaidak and Lott knotted at 6.
And so, all night long, we've talked about being able to park shots, park intense moments. None bigger than right now for Brent Laing and Jennifer Jones.
Yeah, well, clearly there was some high emotions there after Jennifer's last shot, and
It's gotta go line.
I saw Jennifer kind of leaning on her broom
Yep.
after, and she probably was in the middle of parking it and saying, here's what I've got to do now. You know, they have last rock in an extra end, and
that's
if
fine.
anybody's money in this situation, it's
We'll make it work.
Jennifer Jones. And of course, Kadrian's shot over curls a little bit right off the bat.
I like moving this one if we can.
Okay, back 8.
Is worth noting that both
Yeah.
these teams
Hey.
are 5-1. A win clinches a spot in the playoff round, but the quarterfinal spot in Pool C belongs to Nancy Martin and Tyrell Griffith. They beat both of these teams that we're seeing right now, so this is to be sure they're in the final 12.
And here's a situation for Jennifer that she'd
got
be
ya.
getting used to.
He's good. Room. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Looks like it's
Roll
going to be a
it.
pistol.
Beauty.
Good shot, Jen.
Almost wouldn't want to call line after,
You'd be a little nervous.
right?
It is amazing when you botch a line call or a sweep call that it can shatter your confidence as much as a missed throw.
Right.
It's all part of all of the little things that make champions great are all of the dynamics of the game, from the strategy to the ice calling to the making sure you get the sweep right to judging it right. And then, of course, the throws are the sort of icing on the cake. But you need them all. And that just shows,
Wait's pretty
why
close.
she's been such a great champion, to kind of be able to park
Wait.
that
I gotta wait.
boo-boo.
That's
Is that what
right.
I can call it? It was a
Oh,
boo-boo.
it was a boo-boo. It was a curling boo-boo of massive proportion. But
And this
here
is
they
a
are, and look at
really
this shot.
nice
Oh, look
shot.
at this.
Okay, back and forth we go.
Yeah.
Gotta love the young team sort of
have to guard him.
staring down the champs, eh? Going toe-to-toe here.
Well, being an old geezer, I'm not for it, but just kidding.
Come on.
No, it's awesome. It's awesome to see. And-
Life has really changed for this duo since they made the finals last year.
Yeah,
All of a
exactly.
sudden, they rise to stardom. They're on tour. They get a chance to go abroad, represent Team
That's
Canada,
less ice
win
than
an
what you
event
just gave
abroad.
me.
That's right.
I need more.
Yeah. And the more you play this
I said
game,
take more, yeah.
as opposed to being an afterthought of your curling season, the more you play it, the better you get at it. And like anything, you kind of need to get those 10,000 hours in, and to be able to go to
Wait,
Europe,
sir.
because certainly
Wait,
the
sir, right
European
now.
teams play this all the
That's not-
all
it's
the
not bad.
time. They've got a lot of spiels over there, and people dedicate, mixed doubles as their primary
tight, tight, tight,
sport.
tight.
Playing a guard here, and we've seen it all night on this swingy ice, getting it in the right spot and getting it to stop in time.
Yeah.
Tricky, and this one slides a little deep.
Sorry.
Definitely
Even if I nutted, it's
slides.
better.
On ice that swings hard,
Like
you
if I
need
nut the
tight
easy
guards, but you
yellow
don't
come
want
out,
them
it
Would've
in.
been fine,
Yeah.
so just left.
But 2/3 is perfect.
Yep.
Does half make it or no?
Lang's gonna throw some
Half
big
probably
weight
doesn't.
here.
It might move our back red, though.
Pretty much it.
You want me to sweep?
Sure.
Throw on the out turn?
Was that an enthusiastic shore, or what?
Didn't quite get
I'm able to say that as a
Colleen.
skip because I'm that kind of sweeper too. Am I going to help you here, or should I just get out of your way?
Hold the broom,
Yeah.
skipper. Need to open it up here because Sahaidak and Lott have that rock locked in there right now, don't they?
No.
Oh. Too thin. And those are opportunities that come back to haunt you.
Okay, Colleen, at what point do you bring one right on top of that yellow and close it off completely?
It just drags back
Too early?
anyways. No,
Take a look at
same
this,
ice, yeah.
just missing the run back.
I liked a plain old guard still.
But would you not be worried about
No.
your opponent following you down and sitting
No,
right
I'd be
on
worried
top?
about leaving that tap up of the red, the cold draw to draw around a rock that's top 4 to get to the button on swingy ice is hard. You would
Definitely
want
less.
You're playing
Ben
the
Hebert
probabilities.
sweeping for you to hold it. So
I know.
the easiest shot for Jennifer Jones that she'd be wishing for, I think, is the tap up. Now he's compensated a little bit. It's gonna be fine.
Have to keep this one going.
Well, that is a hard sweep there from the 24-year-old Colton Lott.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is there, but if you miss it, we've got
Well, I
nothing.
know.
Are they
And it's
talking about the
that
shot
heel,
I
They kind of have to guard.
called following
they can't
down?
come in here because then you just drill
Yeah.
that. So
Okay.
they guard, and
And
we
then we
either have
always have
this
this draw.
pick or the draw or the tap.
Okay,
Maybe hold the broom, Jen.
okay.
Uh-oh.
7/8.
Yep.
That was the get out of my way comment, perhaps.
No, not quite. But I do think I think in this situation when the house gets crowded, it's nice to look at the
Throw
broom.
an inch, you think?
I mean, he just
there.
missed that last one. So I'm going to go that he really wants to look at a broom for this shot.
It's a big one. You ever make this run back?
Yeah, it is a big one. And if you don't make it, you're really digging a hole.
No. No, no.
It's
no,
hanging.
No, 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 no.
Is it
Oh,
enough?
close
No.
again.
Okay, last rock. You playing the guard again?
Yeah.
Forcing
I didn't mind it.
the
Is that-
six-time
I just don't think
Scotties
you're ever
champion
gonna
to
get to it.
draw the pin for the win.
It's got to be a hard shot.
It took me
I wouldn't want to throw that shot.
quite a bit to get
His
there.
out-turn just
I think
ran
the best
exactly
shot might
like
be
my
coming
out-turn
here.
would run there.
Straight as an
Straight,
arrow.
straight.
It'll make her
But it
draw
was your
hard.
favorite.
Yeah,
And it'll
and
kinda
still
cut
is,
off the
but
top.
it's so interesting to watch
Actually, you
the
know what,
ice
if
too.
You could get it to here. it would
You know,
be
you
pretty
throw
good.
peel and
But I think
not an
anywhere
inch of
kind of
curl. You throw
somewhere
draw,
in
it's
here.
walking.
You
Makes her
played
have to
an
draw a button.
out-turn takeout
Or tap for button.
to win
so
a Scotties in 2001.
I think that's a shot.
The hit and roll.
Yes, on tough ice. That was
So-
tough
And
ice.
it
That was
just
Kelly Law.
moved enough.
Just. That was
No,
a
well,
measure.
let's just play for the corner freeze.
Okay.
If you're
Corner
light, that's
freeze.
fine.
Okay.
So trying
I'll
to
decide
take
on when
away
I'm
a little bit
sweeping
of
it.
the draw, trying to take a little
Of the-
of the tap.
Yeah, it's kind of riding right down the middle there, isn't it? Let's do an either-or shot. What you don't want here is you don't want a high guard is no good. You really, this is a very precise shot. Cool as a cucumber here.
Hard to believe her first ever competitive tournament was last year, the Manitoba Provincials mixed doubles, just to get to the Canadian Championship.
What, her first ever?
First ever competitive championship. And
What?
Yeah, out of
she
nowhere.
is.
Wow.
And this
This
is
is
their
close.
last rock.
Oh, it's coming right in.
Curl it.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh boy.
That's okay. That's good.
That looks really good to me.
Time.
But can you run that back
Yeah,
and get
that's-
them all moving?
That's all she's got, and this is gonna. It's there, but wow.
I'm telling you, that rock nearly made it by that red and would have been really good.
Right
It
here?
just rubbed the
Yeah,
top
the
red
weight's irrelevant. I mean, you got to
and
hit.
created that angle for Jennifer Jones to be able
Half
to
a
run it
rock.
back.
Yep.
Yeah, and as we heard
Right?
in our
Yeah.
last
This one's not
game
going anywhere, but I think if
from Tyrell, the rocks
if you
move
nut it,
fast
it's
out
gonna
of
be
the
red.
house. These brand new rocks are very lively, and that's what Jennifer's going to need.
What a great game this has been.
Well, we've only been with it for 2 ends, but we've loved it.
No, I know, but we've
It's
loved
had
it.
drama, and there's
It's had everything you could ever want.
in 2 ends.
A third makes it, Jen.
A third?
A third makes it.
Half isn't?
Skinny half, half's close.
Talk about
Just
precise.
off the rock, or?
You can see some other
Yeah.
teams hanging in the
Off the
background
rock for sure.
Just
and
off?
hanging on to their
I
playoff
think just a little
lives.
bit
This
more
is
than that.
extra end
Yeah.
drama, and we've seen her
Throw a
make
good one, see what happens.
in her career so
Third
many
of a
miracle
form, I think.
shots.
Yeah, third of a rock. Take 2 inches of ice, Jen.
This is a big one. A raise double takeout for the win.
Whoa! Whoa!
She doesn't have to
Brent.
hit a lot of it.
And here it is.
Too
A
thin.
quarter.
Is it enough for the win? It is not. And the young group out of Manitoba, Kadriana Sahaidak, Colton Lott, have taken down 2 of curling's greats. A thriller and an extra. Steal of 2. And a big hug. They have booked their spot to the playoffs. Jennifer Jones and Brent Laing finished the round robin at 5 and 2. They will have to wait to confirm their spot. But the rise to fame continues. For those 2, what a finish.
That's a huge win for them, for
Well,
sure.
and let's think back to the sweeping in the 8th, right? It's a game of inches. That rock comes a little deep, opens up the door for Lott and Sahaidak to score 2 and steal it in the extra.
Yeah, it was just a rare mistake from Jennifer there in the 8th end. You don't see her miss many draws, and she just had to hit 8 foot.
Well, it was an exciting finish to the round robin. On to the playoffs now.